I have a few things that I want to try out on camera with you today. I have a few drugstore items from L'Oreal and Maybelline, and I also have the Adept Minka eyeshadow palette. I decided to grab the Minka Remastered. This is my first time trying out Adept, and I thought it would be fun to just combine a few things and do a look in this video. So let's get into it. So the packaging of this palette I actually think looks really good. Very like fancy, expensive, feels heavy. I really like the packaging. Don't know anything about what the packaging was like before, but I do feel like they did something different for this eyeshadow palette. And we have holes in the back. You can poke out the eyeshadows if you want to. It's a eyeshadow and pressed pigment palette. And then on the inside we have 15 pans. It's kind of like a cool tone neutral, semi-colorful, leaning colorful kind of color story, which is why I finally decided to pick up an Adept eyeshadow palette. I've been eyeing this brand for a while, but it's more expensive, and I feel especially with them only putting in usually like a third as mattes in their eyeshadow palettes, I just feel like the mattes should be perfect, and I feel like these mattes are really perfect for me. I really like them, and then the shimmers look amazing. Very excited to finally try Adept. When I swatched these, I actually was a little bit surprised. Everything swatched amazingly, but the thing that really surprised me was that the shimmers didn't feel as putty and creamy as I was expecting them to. They didn't feel dry, but it did feel a little bit drier than I was thinking. I was always thinking that these were like super putty, and I've also heard people say that these crease on them. So I'm kind of like, oh, okay, interesting. It might not crease on me in that case. I don't often have issues with eyeshadows creasing on me. So let's zoom in. We're gonna start out with the eye look. And honestly, I've been doing a lot of purple looks this week. I've just been trying eyeshadow palettes with kind of like similar vibes. So I don't really know what to do. In what direction should I go? I think I'm gonna go and start out the look with the shade Elana over here. By the way, there's a bunch of multi-chrome special shades and also holochrome shades in this eyeshadow palette. I hope you'll be able to see it in the close-ups, but Mia, Linda, and I believe, was it Anna, was also holographic. So there's a lot going on here, very special shades. I just feel like I cannot really do this palette justice in this kind of like quick trying some different things video, but I feel like there's already so much information out there on this palette, dedicated reviews, swatches, comparisons, close-ups, everything, and I just really want to see, do I like the Adept formula? That's the goal today. So we're gonna go into Elana. I have a very good feeling about this eyeshadow palette. By the way, I'm already wearing eye primer. I'm always wearing eye primer. I have a very good feeling about this eyeshadow palette. This, if the shimmers don't crease, like, I would not be surprised if this ended up being a favorite for me, because this color story is absolutely perfect for me. I love purpley neutrals. I love neutrals combined with kind of like pinks, purples, pastel shades, things like that. I feel like that is working really well. It's turning out quite smoky purple. Like, this for me is already basically enough depth. Really nice. That blended really easily. If I really love this palette, I'm gonna have a look at Monolith, see which palettes from Adept they have. I am kind of thinking, I also put this in my community tab, I've been kind of thinking I want to try more in the eyeshadow palettes, kind of see like what my favorite brands would be. Like, usually I do focus a lot on like European brands and a lot on Drugstore, but I think it's good to kind of know what's out there when it comes to indie as well, because I do really love indie eyeshadow, and this is working really well. I'm really liking it so far. I'm gonna take the shade Dana over here, of Dana, and I'm gonna put that on my lower lash line. This is the brightest purple. I love a tone like this. I think it's so fun. I love it. Oh, that's so nice. I really like the matte so far. Oh, I absolutely love that. I have been trying really good eyeshadow palettes this week. I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna grab the shade Elana again and kind of like connect the outer corner. The way these blend, I feel like it's so effortless. It's so nice. I'm really enjoying the quality. All right, let's pick a shimmer. This is gonna be hard to do. There are some different formulas in here. These definitely all are like very different. This shade Eliza is so interesting because it's holographic, but it's also multi-chrome. It's kind of like pink, green, purple. What do I want to do? Like all of these swatched so nicely. I think I'm gonna go in with Eliza, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of Clara on my lid as well. Okay, so it's kind of like gold, mint, purple. I see a little bit of blue. It's so pretty. I'm just gonna put that more in the middle here. That's so nice. I'm not gonna take it too far towards the outer corner because I feel like it's a little too light for that. It shifts a little too gold for that. That's really nice. It's a little later in the day, so I'm not gonna be able to say if these shimmers would hold up on me for a full day, but I will let you know. I will do a wear test. I think this shimmer is so nice. It doesn't feel like extremely putty, creamy, or flaky. It looks really smooth. I have high hopes. And then I'm gonna go into the purple shimmer. This one definitely caught my eye when I was watching some videos to see if I wanted to grab this palette. That is so cool. I love this type of purple color. It's my thing. I love it. If these shimmers last on me, I wouldn't be surprised if this becomes like top 10, at least. Top 5 maybe of the year. Like, this is my kind of thing. Like, this purple feels like translucent, like a topper, but it also adds so much like color and brightness, and I think it's really cute. I think for the inner corner, I want to go into the shade called Mia, and this one was a duochrome, kind of like champagne to gray maybe, and I think this one was also holographic. So taking a bit of that on a pencil brush. Shows up kind of like a peachy champagne. Taking that, like kind of like wrapping that around. These are some gorgeous shimmers. I really think this is such a nice formula because I don't think it's like too flaky or chunky. It looks super like ethereal and pretty on the eye. Okay, I think for the last step for this look, I am gonna use the shade Ariana, and I'm gonna use that as a shadow liner, but I'm gonna like smoke it out a little bit. Like usually it's a little bit more subtle, my smoky liners. So let's see, that has a nice amount of pigmentation. I just think this is gonna be so nice. And then the residue I'm gonna use under here to add some dimension. Did I really use more? Did I really smoke it out more? Not really, but sometimes it's the thought that counts. The idea that counts. Okay, I'm gonna grab a clean blending brush. I don't know if oh, wait, that's not my blending brush. That's not what I was going for. I will just grab this one. I don't feel like I really need a lot of blending, like these shadows basically blended themselves, but let's do a little bit of that for fun. So just on the edges. I think this is really cute. I think this is, once again for this week, one of my favorite eye looks I've done. Like, I've done some really great eye looks this week with the Cosmic Beauty The Lovers palette, and then this one is also just knocking my socks off. I'm really more impressed than I thought I was gonna be by Adept, because it's just so nicely shimmery. It's not chunky, and it's just kind of what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be like really putty flaky. So yeah, really happy with this. I'm gonna put something in my waterline. I've been really enjoying this Makeup Revolution Duochrome liner. This is the purple one. In my waterline because it lasts a really long time. It's waterproof, and I feel like this looks a little softer than like full-on purple liner on me. Like, this makes just enough of a difference. I feel like it suits a look like this very well. Alright, let me do some mascara and then I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the look with mascara. I gotta say, I'm a big fan. I'm really loving it. This is so pretty. And I just really hope this is gonna last on me. Then I would be so incredibly happy, and then I think I will be buying Adept palettes if I like the color story from now on. I might be really into this brand. We'll see. Okay, next up, I bought a new Maybelline Super Fluff Brow Mousse. I said at first that I was not gonna buy it because I thought it would probably not have enough hold for me. But I did get curious in the end. I got shade 250 Blonde. I do have to say that it looks like a good shade, like a taupey blonde. The wand looks nice. It is kind of like pointed, so you can also be precise with it. I don't know what convinced me in the end. I think I read somewhere something that it did have hold. We're just gonna see if I like it, because usually I really like Maybelline brow products, so I just wanted to give it a go. I'm gonna first brush my brow hairs down. Feels very moussey. I think the thing that got me is that it is supposed to give volume, and that is something that I really like in my brow products. I did mess up. Wow, this is not going well. Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna like my brows. That looks really bad. Okay, how am I gonna fix this? I don't think brushing the brow hairs down is something that works with this brow gel. I'm just gonna use a spoolie. I think that's gonna save the day. Those are some really, really full brows. Those are definitely really full brows. I don't know. I feel like I might have to get used to that a little bit. Okay, let's try another technique on the other side. Let's see if I like that more. At least it's a brow gel that you can kind of like clean up. So that's already a plus. Okay, I don't know how I feel about the brow, but it could also be my own fault. I do feel like I have to kind of like do the front again. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I guess if I would go out in this, nobody would laugh at me, but it's also not what my brows usually look like. But it's definitely a lot of volume. Okay, let's do the other side. It's just, I'm getting like these big globs on my face. It has a lot of volume. Like, this is really like kind of like filling in my brows. I like the color. I like it a lot better on this side, so not brushing it down first. That is just what I kind of have to do with my Catrice brow gel that I always use. I don't know, I feel like it looks a little bit messy. It's gonna try and clean it up a little bit. Like, you definitely can do that. So that's really nice. I don't know what to think about this. It does seem to have pretty good hold. It feels pretty like sturdy, but I do feel like it looks a little messy. Maybe I have to learn to work with it. That could very well be the case, but I do think this is a very like pigmented product. They do feel very like stuck on my face, but in kind of like a soft way. They still feel soft, but they do feel like they are being held firm. So that's interesting. Yeah, I definitely need to kind of like figure this out. I feel like this side is looking pretty good. Maybe I should not use this with a brow pencil. Maybe that's too much. What do you think? I feel like it looks a little messy, but I do think that there is some potential to this product. I feel like the color matches my hair very well. And it feels glued to my face, but it doesn't feel crispy. Alright, next up, I finally got my hands on the new L'Oreal liquid blushes. I got two shades. I got the shade 630 Glowy True Rose. It's kind of like a warmer rose. Looks a little bit on the warm side, but we'll see. And I also got this one. And this one is in 635 Glowy Worth It Medium. Both are glowy blushes. I believe they're also kind of like non-glowy. I don't know if they are matte, but at least they have no shimmer. They're also non-glowy blushes. I've heard really good things about these. I don't know what I want to do. This one looks pretty scary. I'm not going anywhere after this. So maybe we'll just do one on each side and just see how it goes. I'm already wearing a foundation. I got a deeper shade of the Maybelline Super Stay Lumi Matte Foundation. I get 96 now. I think it's a lot better than the other one that I had. The other one was just way too light. I'm gonna do each on each side, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of this blush on the back of my hand. I just feel like kind of like working this in a brush, like into the brush, and then applying. Just taking a little bit of a smaller brush, and let's see. Okay, is this doing anything? Maybe I'm losing a lot of like pigment here, I think. Yeah. It looks cute, but it's definitely subtle this way. I like it this way. I do, but I want to show you more of what this actually is. So I'm gonna just put a little dot right here. It's a pretty warm shade. I don't know if they had cooler tone shades. I feel like there weren't really, but also I ordered online. Maybe if I see these in store, I could see. It's not the easiest to blend, but it could also be the matte foundation. Like, it's working, but it's not like 2 seconds and it's blended. It's not like the Huda Beauty, for example. I feel like it's looking nice. It's building up. It has a glow, but it doesn't look extremely shimmery. Let me do a little bit of a close-up. Yeah, it's more of a glow than a shimmer, and I do really like how this is like laying on the skin. I do think it's cute, but I don't know what my favorite way of applying this is gonna be. I'm just gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand again, and I'm just gonna take it on the brush. I'm not gonna really work it in, and then I'm gonna apply it like that. I feel like sometimes working it in is great with like pigmented products, but then with less pigmented products, you kind of like lose the pigment in the brush. But this is also like a little difficult to do because the product isn't distributed on the brush perfectly. I need to kind of figure this out. Maybe this is something that I kind of have to apply with my fingers or with a sponge. Like, we're getting somewhere. It's getting to look really beautiful. I really, really like this. It's kind of like a warm, rosy pink. Definitely warm and just a nice glow. I'm liking it. And I do feel like this is drying down quite quickly. Yeah, it's fully dried down. Maybe if my base would be a little bit more dewy, glowy, or just my bare skin, it wouldn't dry down as quickly. I do really like it so far. I feel like this is a promising product. I just keep on blending it. I should just stop. I should put down my brush. Yeah, I really like it so far. This is really cute. Okay, we have the other shade. This one I'm gonna start out on my hand as well because this looks really dark. I don't know how this is gonna go for me, so gonna take a dot on my hand. It does look like a really beautiful color, but it might not be for my skin tone. And I'm gonna work it into the brush a little bit. And let's see what we end up with. Just gonna start on the apples. It's a pretty dark color. It's gonna slowly blend it further back. It is maybe a little too dark on me, this color. Maybe I should have gotten a little less, scrubbed a little less. It's really beautiful. But I don't know if it's gonna be for me. I'm gonna swipe a little bit more. Maybe that will help. Yeah, this is nice. This is actually nice. I actually really like that. Okay, I just need to take less. But this one looks super nice and smooth. And I feel like this one doesn't look super warm on my cheeks. Like, it's definitely not a cool tone, but it looks like a natural flush. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of that on the other side to kind of like sort of match things. I do feel like for some reason I will like these a little bit better with a different base. I just feel like there's a lot of contrast here between the matte base and the glowy blushes, but they're not super shimmery. And I feel like the amount of pigment is something I can definitely work with, but I just have to kind of figure out how I like these. Yeah, this worked out much better in a way than I thought. Like, I was a little little bit scared of these. I was a little bit scared to put these on my face, but yeah, I think these are really cute. And the glow is just nothing too crazy. It just looks really natural, not too metallic. Okay, I'm happy about that because I also got the new L'Oreal Lumi Le Glow highlighter stick. So we have the Le Glace and the Le Glow. I decided to go with the Le Glow, so this one isn't the one that stays sticky, and I got the shade 630 Glowy Crème Chic. And this one seems kind of like almost a rosy champagne. Well, not super rosy, it's more of just a champagne. And I'm gonna take just a little bit of this on my finger, and then I'm gonna apply that right here on my cheek and kind of like blend it together with the blush. I don't really want the stripe. I want a little bit of extra glow with my blush. I don't feel like this is lifting anything up. It doesn't feel super sticky. It has a nice amount of glow to it. It is really pretty. I do feel like I have a little bit of shimmers on my face, but it's just from my fingers. Like, they still have a little bit of shimmer from the Adept palette left. Like, this product itself doesn't have any shimmer. I think that is a gorgeous glow. Really beautiful. Natural, but just a beautiful sheen. Okay, I'm gonna apply to the other side as well. So happy that I finally got to try these. It always takes a while with L'Oreal. Just really pretty. I'm really liking my cheeks. I feel like this is going together very, very nicely. And that is actually all I had to try out with you today. This is the finished look. I am very, very happy with how it all turned out. However, I have my doubts about these brows. I'm not sure if I'm gonna end up loving this brow gel. It is very kind of like a volumizing. It really filled them in, but it also feels a little messy. So I'm gonna see how I like to use it. Sometimes it's also the fact that it's newer and it's like fully pigmented. And then if a product dries out just a little bit, it's much better. I definitely am gonna give it a chance because it does feel really like sturdy. It feels really good. Okay, so I think the Adept is probably gonna be a favorite if it lasts on me. I really love this look. I'm really into it. I'm very excited. The Lumi blushes, I really like how my cheeks are looking right now. It's looking really good, really smooth, and just not too metallic or like overly glowy. I feel like the combination of these, like the highlighter stick and the blushes, is just really nice. I just have to kind of like figure out what my favorite way to apply these is gonna be. Okay, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.